All right, let's do this. Hey guys. So honestly, I was hovering above the record button for the past half hour because I didn't know if I wanted to do this or not. Um, and honestly, the only reason why I made this video is honestly it's because I'm bored right now. I'm really bored. I have nothing to do. It's my day off today, and nobody's on right now. None of my friends are on. Um, and I don't know what to play. And I just have nothing to do. Didn't feel like streaming today, so I just decided, you know what? Let's pop on the good old YouTube video. Here's my update, my once in a blue moon update. Now that I've basically just stopped uploading YouTube videos consistently, and I really haven't been over the past year, or you could probably even say year and a half or 2 years, but um, I don't know. Just ever since I got affiliated on Twitch, I just really, just stopped doing YouTube altogether. I have, however, thought about making a return to YouTube in the form of just streaming here instead of Twitch because lately Twitch has kind of, they've been digging their own grave, kind of, with the whole revenue split and how, stuff over there just really isn't, very content creator friendly anymore. Well, I wouldn't say content creator friendly, but like it's just they're punishing smaller streamers and really trying to make everything benefit the bigger streamers so that they can make more money. Not add on to the top of the fact that they want to push playing more ads on our streams if you're an affiliate. If you're at least an affiliate, I should say. They want to push trying to play more ads on your streams, and it's a really big turn off. And honestly, like I already took like about a 3 to 4 month old break from Twitch just because all of a sudden I just kind of lost the drive to stream consistently, and this summer around here was just way too brutal. It was really hot around here, and honestly I was just waiting for it to become fall again just so I could play games without having to sweat my butt off, and um, actually be able to game because I've had a new computer. Well, it's not really new anymore. I've had it for like almost 5 or 6 months or so. But I mean, it's considerably more powerful than my old PC, and so it's probably going to be pumping more heat, especially with double the exhaust vents. It's going to be pumping a lot more heat a lot quicker. So it's just better for it to be cold in winter time, or at least in the fall. So I currently have my window open right now because it's just nice and cool outside. I don't even know what temperature it is. Let me double check that real quick. It is currently 67 degrees, and it's going to get even colder. 67 still feels really warm to me. I guess that's just how it is when I've just been really embracing the cold weather. 67 just feels cold, or 67 feels warm to me. I'd like it to be more in the 50s. That's around my sweet spot. A lot of people here in America don't like that, especially ones that live further south. They kind of think 60 is like really cold. But personally, high 40s to 50s is right around where my sweet spot is. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that. I don't want to make this turn into an hour. So I do have a whole bunch of lists. I have a list of things I want to talk about. Just so if you see me, looking over here, I do have notes. I don't have a script. I never really script these. But I do have a bullet point of stuff that I want to cover in this video just so I can kind of make this a less rambly and stuff like that, even though it's already almost 4 minutes. But yeah, so basically where I've been, I've still been here. I've been here. I haven't really been doing anything, and I've just been getting really lazy, as you can tell by my face getting even more rounder. I really need to hit the gym, but, again, motivation is just kind of low. But, I should really start hitting the gym a little bit more, especially now that I have basically kind of like my weekly schedule kind of figured out now. But yeah, I've been here the whole time, just really haven't been doing much, but I've still been here. And as for what's been happening, basically, I don't remember when my last video was. It's been way too long, but basically, at the beginning of the year, I was working at a grill restaurant, basically. And in around March, middle of March, ownership changed, and so basically they didn't need me anymore, and so I decided to follow the previous owner, the one who sold it, which is actually my mom. The reason why I put quotation marks is because she's not my biological mom, and she's not really like my stepmom either. Like, she's not really my stepmom right now. like her status is not my mom, but basically, um, her and my father got together when I was like in elementary school. They had a kid together, but then figured out, stuff just wasn't gonna work, so they split up. And so, but she still gave birth to my sister, my half sister, and so technically in that aspect she's supposed to be my stepmom, but her and my dad haven't really been together in like over 13, 14, 15 years or something like that. So she's not technically like she's technically my stepmom, but she also isn't really my it's kind of a weird status, but basically she sold the restaurant, and then she has her own kind of venture. She has her own business on the side, apart from the whole restaurant thing. So I worked there for about a couple months, and then realized it wasn't working out. And then I got fired, kind of, basically. Basically, she just said, "Hey, it's not working out, so you're gonna have to go find a new job." And because summer had just started, summer break had just started, I could not find a job for the longest time, because all the college students around the place who were just looking for summertime jobs, they already took all the available listings, and so I was basically jobless for about a good couple months. Um, but I still had a little bit of money left over from after my whole like my taxes and everything. I got all that done. That's why I bought this computer, because I had some money available. So basically, I bought the computer, I paid off my credit card, and then I just kept the rest away. Well, that immediately got burnt because I had no job and I couldn't find a job for about a couple months. So that was basically my money to spend for a couple months, until I found Taco Bell late in July, late July, early August. That's when I started working at Taco Bell, and then I found out, hey, Taco Bell, they're kind of putting me through the ringer. It's really really tough for me. Like it's killing my mental, and so I started finding out that, hey, there's a lot of people coming in here that do DoorDash, and I didn't realize that DoorDash was a thing around here, because this is a relatively small town. But apparently DoorDash, they do DoorDash around here, and so I applied to be a DoorDash driver, and I got it. Like literally within with the day that I applied, I became a DoorDash driver, and I did my first shift. I did my first dash, made some okay money. I didn't even have a red card, and honestly, I don't really get that many red card orders still. But I became a DoorDash driver, and I've been working there for about 2 months. It's actually a really really chill job. I really like it, and I will continue to do DoorDash. But oh my gosh, DoorDash in itself, um, it it's a great job. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a really really good job. But um, the things that happened to my car were just, oh my gosh. So I remember one night I was parked in the McDonald's parking lot, and I realized that in the reflection of one of their windows, that one of my brake lights was out. My left side brake light, not the tail light, but the brake light. When I stepped on the brakes, the left side would not turn on, but the right side did. And so I'm like, oh crap, could my is my bulb out? It was nighttime, and the O'Reilly's already closed. So I had to wait for the next morning, which really sucked because this was Sunday night, and I basically only work Taco Bell Mondays. So yes, technically I do have two jobs, but Taco Bell I only work on Mondays, so it's not really like a job. But I mean, I still get paid hourly, so I have the flexibility of DoorDash, where I get paid every order, and then what's it called? And then Taco Bell, where I get paid hourly. So if one thing fails, I still have the other to kind of help me out. So I do two. I do the both, and today's Tuesday, so today's my first day off. And so basically I waited. Woke up Monday morning, went to O'Reilly's, got the bulbs and everything, and I changed the bulbs, and still didn't work. So yeah, so basically only the left side was out. But I decided to change both bulbs out, because I bought a set of two. They come in sets of two, so I decided, just change the right one too. The left one still wasn't working, and then on top of that, I figured out that the middle brake light in the that also wasn't working. So I had to buy a middle brake light. I don't know what it's called, but the brake light in the middle. Had to buy the bulb for that. Took that bulb out. Oh my gosh, it had so much soot inside the bulb. It was all just black with soot. So changed that out. That one works fine. The left one still doesn't work, and so I'm like, oh great. So I have to get like a fuse tester or something like that to check it out, what the heck's going on. So I checked the fuses. Everything was fine. Spent about a half hour doing that. Everything's fine. So on a hunch, I decided to take the bulb out, and pull out and extend the contacts where the light bulb is, because maybe they weren't making good contact with the fuse. So I pulled the contacts out and extended it a little bit, and then I screwed the bulb back in, and lo and behold, the brake finally works. And it took me about 3 hours, and then at that point, I was gonna be heading into work in about an hour. I hadn't even eaten, showered, anything, and I only had an hour before I had to get to work. So that was really really frustrating. And then a couple weeks later, basically what happened was, so I was just going through my regular DoorDash shift as usual, and wow, this was a big doozy. So basically what happened was, this night I was supposed to help out somebody who basically ran out of gas in their car. I was supposed to take them to the gas station, but like I was on a DoorDash shift at the time, so I couldn't do anything. I was busy. I was working, and so they're like, whatever, just whenever you're done. But I'm like, yeah, but I'm gonna be done at midnight. So they're like, whatever, just whenever you're done, just take me to the gas station or just take me somewhere to get gas and whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I ended at midnight, but around 10:30, I was taking an order from McDonald's. The McDonald's at my place closes at midnight, and they close their lobby at 10 o'clock. So this was 10:30. I had to go through the drive-through to get the order. Well, as I was in the drive-through, with just sitting there, I noticed that all of a sudden on the right side of my hood, near where the wheel is, where my wheel is, it started smoking all of a sudden. So in a panic, I got out, and my first thought was, well, it's coming from the wheel. Just make sure my brake isn't on fire or something like that. I don't know why it would be, but just make sure like my brake or my wheel wasn't on fire. I looked over there, wheel was fine, so it's coming out from underneath the hood, and it was coming out from where the power steering fluid reservoir was, and I'm just like, oh god, I hadn't noticed this entire time, but then literally this time, right as I got back in the car, all of a sudden I turned the wheel, and all of a sudden I just heard the I'm like, oh yeah, power steering is gone. And so I'm like, okay, well, the power steering is gone, great. So I don't know what the heck happened, but all of a sudden now my power steering is just completely just busted. So I end my shift because car troubles. I don't want to drive around with power steering fluid or whatever, just burning and just making the town smell like ass. So I end the shift and I go to pick up whoever that I had to help out to get them to the gas station or whatever to get gas. Well, I stopped there, parked the car, I opened the hood, and there's just like liquid, like oil, all over. Which I thought was engine oil at the time. It was this engine oil all over the engine bay, on top of the engine cover, just everywhere, like shooting up on the underside of the hood, everywhere. And that was dripping down onto like the header, and like that was really hot. So that started burning everything off. So I thought it was engine oil. So I poured some more engine oil in there, made sure it was all topped up and everything, and it was fine for a little while. At least the engine oil level was. But the power steering, the fluid was just completely gone. I should have known at that time that was the engine, or that was the power steering fluid, not engine oil. And so I was freaking out, thinking, "Oh my gosh! Like, what if it's not? What if it isn't power steering, or like, it should be power steering because my power steering was just shot." So basically, I drove them to wherever to go get gas. Stopped by 7-Eleven, got some power steering fluid, poured that into the reservoir, and it was fine for a little while. Then checked that again the next morning. Turns out when I locked the steering to one side, power steering fluid would shoot out of the pressure line for my power steering. So there's a pinhole leak, and so which makes sense because when I lock the steering to one side, it's gonna put pressure on that fluid, and of course it's gonna find the area of least resistance. There's a pinhole leak inside that hose, so boom, the fluid goes shooting. So that's what was shooting all inside of my engine bay. So yeah. So I figured that out. Went online to AutoZone, ordered another hose. Came in about a couple days, which really sucked because I couldn't do any DoorDash at the time. But it's whatever. I needed a little bit of a break anyways. I was just basically going crazy, just doing DoorDash all the time and everything. So needed a little bit of a break. stayed home for a couple days, played some games with my friends, hung out, and blah 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 blah. And finally got that new one installed. Poured some more power steering fluid, and honestly, I feel like there is some permanent damage to the steering because I was running without power steering for a little while, and some things were grinding and stuff like that. But hey, at least I have power steering fluid in there. At least the hose is fine and everything, so that's all fine. Fine and dandy, and hopefully there's no more problems. And I've just been buying things here and there just to kind of keep up the maintenance of the car. Just more engine oil whenever I need it and all that stuff. And then I also got some like headlight wiper stuff to like wipe off my headlights because they were getting all foggy and stuff like that. So I got some of that stuff. But yeah, so but on the whole, DoorDash, really really nice job, really fun job, and it pays well. Especially with if you have good work ethic, and you work a lot, you basically you schedule yourself, which is the really good thing because I get to choose what days I do and do not want to work, and then I just go out there and just take orders and all that stuff, and it's really really nice. The only problem is that there's some red card orders that you actually have to go in and do shopping and stuff like that, and find the stuff and shop for whoever it is that you're that you're dashing for. But other than that, it's still pays well, and all that stuff. So can't really complain. Anyways, let's move on to the next topic that I want to talk about. So I'm gonna touch on this really really quickly because there's not really much to talk about. But yeah, high school diploma. So as you know, if I'm not sure if I ever disclosed this to any of you guys, but basically, when I started this channel, I think I started it back in 2016, 2017. I just freshly dropped out of high school at the time, and I made a new made a new YouTube channel. I actually had this name since 2014, 2015, somewhere around there, but I finally made a YouTube channel around 2016. I had a different YouTube channel back then, which was under my old name, which I'm not going to disclose, so you can't find it. But I had a different name back when I was a kid, and I basically decided, what, I don't like that name anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use a different name, and so I chose Typing with Claws, and I've stuck with that since I was 15 years old, I want to say, 14, 15 years old, and it's been my username ever since. So, but yeah, so at the time I just dropped out of high school and everything, and didn't have a job, didn't have a license, didn't have a car, didn't have anything. My autofocus is being weird. There we go. So I didn't have really anything. I was a complete loser, and oh, my headset just turned off. So yeah, I was just a really really big loser. Although I don't really need my headset on, but I just like it on. But yeah, I was just a big loser. Not ashamed to admit it. I was a big loser. Didn't have a high school diploma. I just dropped out. And I was just sitting at home playing video games while having my dad support me, and didn't have a job, didn't have a license, didn't have a car, didn't have anything, didn't do anything, except just play games. About a year of doing that, I discovered Overwatch, which was just basically the first game that ever it was the first game that ever tested me competitively, and it was the first game that I really learned to use like mechanics, get better mechanics, and aim better and stuff like that. So I tried being semi-professional in Overwatch for a little while, had a team, competed, all that stuff. That kind of fell to the wayside after about a few months because of personal problems within the team and everything. I don't want to get into that. But yeah, all that stuff happened, and I stopped trying to be a semi. I stopped being semi-pro in Overwatch. After that I just kind of just played it. Still semi-competitively, but I didn't really compete anymore with the team because I didn't have a team anymore. Still wanted to climb in the ladder, all that stuff. But after that, I just basically said, okay, well, all this isn't gonna work. I've been working. I've had a job for a little while, and you know what? I guess it's just time to actually have a life. So at the time, I got myself a job, found a girl that I dated for about a year and a half. I was in that apartment out in Florida for a little while. Actually, I was in, like, I want to say, I moved in two different apartments. And then that's when an opportunity to move out here, uh, and I still didn't have a diploma. But once I moved out here, I was supposed to basically just get my life together. Um, you know, uh, I had to, basically just do all the stuff that makes what a regular human being should be at my age, which is you should have a license, you should have a car, you should have a job, you should have a high school diploma. So of course the license and the car, I can't be doing DoorDash without those two things. Well, technically I could do DoorDash without a car. It's just on a bike, but I don't. That's not. No, I'm not gonna do that. So I have a car, have a license, obviously have a job because DoorDash. And just about a couple weeks ago, I finally completed all the stuff that I need to do, all the classes that I flunked. I redid them, and yeah, finished my senior year of high school, and my diploma is on the way. So I finally completed my high school diploma. I'm basically finally an actual person, in society, which is great. Um, so yeah. Anyways, that's all I really want to talk about that. So, congratulations to me, I guess. Let's go on to the next because it's already 21 minutes. So let's go ahead and wrap this up a little bit. My thoughts on the Blackhawks off season. We're just tearing everything down. Honestly, we're tearing everything down. I mean, we're trying to get Connor Bedard. We're trying to get first overall. Um, you know, Kirby Dach, Alex DeBrincat going to Montreal and Ottawa respectively. Um, really sucks because they were supposed to be the future of this team, but we kind of needed better assets than that, so they kind of had to go. I'm sad to see him go. I will still be Kirby Dach and I will still be a fan of Kirby Dach and Alex DeBrincat. It's sad to see them go. However, on the opposite side, Sam Lafferty. I've been a fan for him ever since he got here, and in that game against San Jose, he scored two shorthanded goals. I thought they were on the same penalty kill because they were so close together, but apparently they were on two separate penalty kills. But it was like 2 minutes and 5 seconds apart. So, great for Sam Lafferty. Like I said, I've always been a fan of him ever since day one, since he's been here, and I'm glad to see him doing well with this team. So, but other than that, I don't really have any. I do not have any future aspiration, or like I don't have any There's no expectations for me for this team. I expect them to be bad and expect them to get the number one draft pick. But other than that, they're gonna be bad this year. It'll be fun to see this team though. A lot of young players trying to get a roster spot, trying to maintain a roster spot, and a lot of good work ethic from from guys that know they're going to be bad, but they still want to try to at least win some games here and there, make it competitive, make it look fun. It's gonna be nice to watch this team. But other than that, I'm gonna be cheering for my number 2 team, the New York Rangers, which look amazingly well. I have a fantasy hockey league this year, and I drafted a couple guys from from New York, Vinny Trocheck and strangely enough, Alexis Lafreniere, which he's been having a pretty good season so far. It's been 4 games, but he's finally starting to score at at the rate at which we expect a someone drafted first overall should be. Of course, he's had those first pretty slow years, 2 slow years in the beginning, but right now, start of the season, he's really picking it up, and yeah, so happy to watch that, happy to see that, and yeah, so. Anyways, now that's almost 24 minutes. I think let's get to the part where you guys have probably been waiting for. I finally bought a couple new jerseys, because I'm working 2 jobs now. I'm making quite a bit of money. I have a little bit of disposable income. So over the past month, I've actually bought myself a couple new jerseys again for the first time in about a year. So, and they're both prime green jerseys. So I'm going to start with the first one here. This one I got about a couple weeks ago. This is an Ottawa Senators prime green jersey, very very high quality. I love the logo. You can see it. You can see the quality on camera. It's amazing. There's a prime green logo on the back here, and there's it's somewhere back here, I think. Yeah, right here, the prime green little tag down at the bottom. Very very nice. It feels exactly like a regular jersey, so but it's made from recycled materials. You would never be able to guess, but you know, hey, it's pretty cool. Another really cool thing I like about it is that you know the tags that usually come on on your clothes, like on your jerseys and stuff like that. They'll come with these tags, right? And then they'll have these little hole punches, and in those hole punches they have plastic on them. Well, that wouldn't really look good on a jersey that's trying to be eco-friendly. So instead it has twine. It has twine as the little rope, which is really nice. So, and plus you don't have to get the scissors out and clip them and whatnot. So it's just it's all around really good. I hope more companies do that because I hate having to cut those little plastic thingies and then they end up all over the floor, and I end up stepping on them, or they poke my fingers and everything. It's just not a good time. So yeah, there's the first one, and then the second one that I actually got this just yesterday, but I came home with a giant headache after working at Taco Bell, and yeah, so I just I didn't get to unboxing it until I woke up later on, in the night. But this is the Winnipeg Jets alternate third jersey, and yeah. So if you've been paying attention to all the jerseys that I've had, Ottawa and Winnipeg were the two that I didn't have until now. So now I've completed the Canada collection. I have all the Canadian teams jerseys, unless you want to count Quebec, which it's very hard to find a good Quebec jersey for an affordable price without having to pay an arm and a leg for it. So if I do find a Quebec jersey, actually I think Adidas is doing the Team Classics, so I will probably try to get one of those. But again, very expensive, and yeah. But other than that, this jersey completes my Canada collection. So I'll probably try to bunch all of them together and get a nice big picture of all the jerseys together. And yeah, so this is yet again a prime green jersey. You got the tag on the back again. Let me see. There it is. Got the tag on the back, and you have the chain stitching, like you see on the Blackhawks jerseys. It's very nice, and I love it. Looks very nice. I love the quality of this jersey. I would like to get the white one. But that one's in Reebok. This is an Adidas. I'm not saying that Reebok is bad. I actually do like the Reebok jerseys. But I'm not going to be getting the Adidas prime green jerseys, the nice quality that this jersey is. As you can see in the neckline here, honor the past. This is of course the pattern that they used back when they were in the WHA. So yeah, really cool, and I hope they make, and I hope they switch to these jerseys full time. Nothing against the design they have now, but I just really like this one. Of course, me being a Rangers fan, I just love these stripes. So yeah, but anyways, that's really all I wanted to talk about. I hope I didn't bore you guys. If you guys are still here after 28 minutes, you guys are saints. So yeah, please like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, although honestly I'm not really going to be uploading that many YouTube videos anyways, because the passion for YouTube is just gone. But I will try to upload a video here and there just to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update, just in case I get another jersey or something like that, or if I'm bored or something like that. But usually I'm going to be more on my Twitch channel, so it's going to be linked in the description down below. So if you want to watch me more on a regular basis, go ahead, twitch.tv/typingwithclaws. I will be there a lot more often, especially now that I'm going back to streaming again, because it's finally not 50,000 degrees in my room. So yeah, link will be in the description down below. If you want to watch me play games and just be an idiot online, go ahead and watch me there. But yeah, anyways, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.